Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Kim Conrad Show, where perspective power can change your life and the world. I am Kim Conrad, and today's feature is a phenomenal story by Pamela Jane Gerrand, who is also an excellent, great singer and songwriter. So if you Google who she is, go ahead and do that. Her name is in the description. And if you haven't yet and would like to be part of an inspiring, growing community, please like and follow this Facebook page. And if you are watching it on YouTube, please subscribe, click the bell, and all notifications. We are growing, and I'm excited what's happening. We've got some new videos coming out, and you'll be able to be notified when that happens on both Facebook and YouTube. So join us in both communities if you wish. So Pamela, we've known each other for a while, and she's just this superb living embodied example for me of grace and grit and choosing love, being, knowing, connection of love. And she did this rumination on gratitude, and I wanted to share it with you. Where do you find yourself in it? What other places can you launch and adjust, as a coach, Gary Barnes of mine, says? I've had other examples in my life recently that indeed when we do personal work, when we change our world from within, and I'll say this, that the more we clear and optimize our inner world, the less pollution we have and give to the outer world. And it can't help but get cleaner. So I've had these incredible examples lately, and I won't share them today, but just to share this, that indeed, even when it feels like, oh, the last thing you want to do is that, or face that, it's worth it. Life gets better. And then leaps show up that are remarkable. I'm just fine right now. That's just been happening lately. So keep going. This share from Pamela Jane Gerrand, a rumination on gratitude. Grit and grace that gets us through. She says, I am by nature a person who lives in gratitude, and she does. I can withstand quite a lot of grit. This year, meaning 2022, has shown me how much. This was shared on December 27th, 2022. This year has been the scrub down of all scrub downs. I'm pretty shiny and smooth now. The sharp edges of my fears worn away by waves of loss and grief, heart-shattering ruptures in relationships, and harrowing challenges. I know I am not alone. We have all been through an initiation, a trial by the fire of fierce grace, the release of our fears and limitations to anchor a deeper, unshakable love. I have learned the presence and the gift of presence this year. Yesterday, December 26th, on my birthday, I was given an opportunity to go deeper into presence. I ended up in bed all day with a queasy, sick stomach and feeling weak, a parting gift from Mexico. Not the way I might have liked to spend my birthday, but in the quiet of the stormy, blustery day, I tucked into my bed to rest. As the day unfolded, I had cups of tea and lots of puppy cuddles. There were so many beautiful and uplifting messages here on Facebook that came in waves of light and joy. I surrendered to the reality that some big days that are milestone birthdays are a celebration with friends and family. I have fond remembrances of these with my siblings on their big birthdays, and some are quieter days of reflection. For the most part, I was fine with it. Then, as the day unfolded, I didn't hear from many family members, including my parents. An ache of sorrow crept in. This year, there has been an echoing silence from some of my blood family and pulling back of the fabric of what I've known as my constant, my comfort. Yesterday, the 26th, that silence grew, and as tears flowed, I honored the letting go. I went into the shower and let the hot water wash away the tears of sorrow, expectation, the human conditioning that constricts us. I sang, "Love is all," from the depths of my being. And as I sang, I prayed that all of humanity be released from suffering, from the illusion of separation. And she does this beautifully. I called my parents in the evening. After a few minutes of chatting, they asked what I was up to yesterday, and I mentioned it was my birthday. They were both quiet. Then I could hear they were in disbelief that they'd forgotten my birthday. They are 90 and 92, for heaven's sakes. Things slip their minds these days. I felt nothing but compassion for them as they wished me a happy birthday, and we laughed at how, being born so close to Christmas, people had other things on their minds. My mom said, "This must make you feel sad, like when you were a little girl." I didn't know what she was talking about. She said, "When you were 5 or 6, I planned your first birthday party, sent out invitations, and baked a cake. No one came. Not one of your little friends. I did the same thing every year, and for about 5 years, either no one came or only 1 or 2 kids showed up. When you were 10, I decided to have your party in early December. And for the first time, all the kids showed up. I had no memory of these birthdays, except maybe in my subconscious, deep in my body, there was a feeling of birthday equals sadness. I've been working to heal the wound of abandonment my whole life. It is intergenerational, my parents being orphaned early in life. And yesterday gave me the opportunity to look this ache right in the dark, shadowy face and release the stored grief and sadness that had been held there in previously unknown places. Later in the day, angels showed up. Thank you, you know who you are. And I felt the heaviness in my stomach lift, and the illusion of separation began to soften as I just allowed myself to feel, to reveal what was arising to be healed. About that time, when I was feeling so softened by my pain, given the gifts of awareness and self-compassion, the door opened and Stephen walked in, her husband, his arms full of bundles. He went into the kitchen and worked away for a while. I returned to the living room to see what he had brought me, 60 red roses for my birthday. Tears of gratitude carved by the path of grit of this day of surrender flowed down my face. To know that love is all. That love is all. We walk the path of love that is not only to find that in truth, all is love. Everything that is not is a gritty and grace-filled gift. As Rumi said, how will you be polished if you are not irritated by every rub? How profound is the grace when we realize that we are being polished by life at every turn. And I would say being given the opportunity to be polished. We might refuse it sometimes, but we are given the opportunity to be polished at every turn. with every moment that brings us to our knees, only to bring us closer to the truth that we are never alone. We are not separate, and we can never be forgotten. I awoke today to a call from my dad, his voice so soft and kind. I am a day late, but I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Oh God, my heart just exploded. I could hear the grace, his sadness and forgetting, and his wish to fill me up on this day with all the birthday wishes that had fallen between the cracks. My heart has cracked open today. I feel softer, more open, more full of the presence of love than I ever have in my life. Thank you, grit. Thank you, grace. Love is all. Pamela Jane Gerrand. And I wanted to show you a picture of her living room with 60 red roses. My life has certainly been filled with grace and grit. And sometimes I might even call it the oh shit school of opportunity. Oh shit. And then we have a chance to learn a heck of a lot when we choose. What are things of grace and grit that have gone on in your life, that are going on in your life, that if you tweak the perspectives or look from different viewing points, how is it helping you polish the diamond that is you and always has been you? I'd love to hear in the comments what's going on for you, as much as you're comfortable to share, and how can you optimize the grace and grit? Because I found that as the head injury's been getting better and better, I've had some sensory processing challenges. And oh my goodness, I'd go to a new level of being able to process more, and what do you know it? Something even louder shows up. And I started to laugh at that pattern when I noticed it. But I think a lot of times, at least, what shows up, the grit and the grace. The grit is really giving us the opportunity to polish in ways that we've wanted to be, to optimize in ways that we've wanted to be. And the more we do that, the more we flex and empower ourselves with perspectives, or what I call perspective power, the greater the grace. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and follow the Facebook page. Please join me on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell and all notifications. And if you're going through a lot of grit right now, and would really like some other ways to be with it, to clear patterns so that you show up shining and sparkling and new and have the world reflect you in new ways that astound you, message me. And I offer you a free 20, 30-minute exploratory discovery session. And let's find out how much things can optimize for you as you were designed to be. Thank you again. Until next Wednesday at 10 a.m., how remarkable and amazing can you and your new perspectives and transformations be? Take care. Bye-bye.